Okay. Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Gita study session. So we are in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is titled Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Traya means three. Gunatraya, three gunas. So Krishna spoke about the three gunas. What are those gunas? How they work? How can we recognize those gunas? And what, how these gunas impact our consciousness? And how can we transcend these gunas. So there are four subject matters in this chapter. The first one is about the three modes of nature, the three modes which bind the soul. They are mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Krishna names it for the first time in 14th chapter. The names of those gunas are three: sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. Okay. So these gunas we do not see, we cannot see with our eyes. Okay. Like if a person has a disease, some problems, like we cannot see with our eyes unless we go through some process. But this can be seen by various symptoms. Like if you go to doctor, doctor knows it by certain symptoms, right? So similarly, these gunas can be seen in everybody. So by the symptoms. Okay. So Krishna spoke about the symptoms and also tells that these gunas bind the soul. Okay, so mode of goodness binds in a certain way, mode of passion binds in a certain way, mode of ignorance binds in a certain way. And not just that, these modes overpower each other. Sometimes someone will be in high mode of sattva guna, goodness, someone will be in high passionate levels, someone will be high ignorance level, tamasic guna. Okay, and there's a second subject matter. And the third subject matter in this chapter is a person could die in any of the three modes, whether it could be in a dream while sleeping, or it could be while he was awake, fully awake, and he's in full passionate and full mode of goodness or full ignorance, right? So the next birth is based on the gunas they are in, the gunas and the remembrance, right? The remembrance from 8th chapter Krishna spoke, and the gunas in the 14th chapter Krishna spoke. So these gunas determine their next birth for a soul. Okay, and how to transcend these modes. Okay, so we did three topics in this chapter, and we just have two more slokas, verse number 16, 17, 18, part of this third topic. So after that, we'll do the pastimes of Lord Jagannath. We'll learn about Lord Jagannath, and also about the fourth topic, how to transcend the modes. We'll do this next session. Okay, this is very important topic. So, so we are doing this. I'm going to speak about Lord Jagannath because we're going to celebrate Rath Yatra, Jagannath Rath Yatra this Sunday, June 8th at Kriyukkur Lake. So I'm going to speak about Lord Jagannath. Who is Lord Jagannath? What is that festival about? Okay. So yeah, just a quick overview of this chapter. So there are three topics we already completed, right? So and a few more shlokas. So Krishna extols this chapter by saying, if a person gains a knowledge of these three gunas, so he'll attain liberation. And the three gunas are from the material from him, emanated from him, and and uh, and he also the seed giving father of entire existence, and and the bodies, our bodies are formed by these three gunas, right? Their transformations, and everybody is influenced by these three gunas. Okay, the symptoms of three gunas are like when the sattva guna is pure and illuminating. Okay, what is pure illuminating? Krishna spoke in 11th chapter in detail. So sattva guna, if a person in sattva guna, he he can gain knowledge clearly, he can understand anything through senses clearly, the sense of vision, sense of hearing, his mind is not disturbed, he's in the undisturbed state of mind. If a person is in satoguna, he's in undisturbed state of mind, he can understand things as it is. Okay, so that is a way. If a person is flickering, not understanding, multitasking, or totally disturbed by looking at it, by hearing at it, then that means he's not in Satoguna. So this is one of the symptoms Krishna says. And the second symptom is, I mean, about Rajoguna. So when the Rajoguna is high or in the decent levels or high levels, how to recognize a person in Rajoguna? So Rajoguna, what it does, it kindles desires. If a person becomes more and more desirous of things, there is nothing wrong in being desirous of things. In the realm of dharma, one can desire and fulfill the desires, no problem. But the desires make us mad. That is a problem. Okay, we need to understand these desires. Yes, it is natural emotion. We desire something, we work towards it, we'll get it in the purview of dharma, which is 100% okay, normal. Okay, so it is common for everybody. We are not stones. We are not stones. We are living beings. We have emotions, desires, which is natural. We fulfill the desires, okay, for our benefit. Okay, so but sometimes the desires make us mad. People cannot sleep without, if the desire is not fulfilled, they want right away, right now, otherwise they'll go mad and they cannot sleep. They fully disturbed state of mind, right? So and this longings for the attaining things, longing for attaining things, because of this rajas, extreme rajas levels. So the rajas levels could be from this lifetime because of the rajasic food we eat, or it could be from past lifetime, past previous lifetime we were rajasic. Okay, and that is coming on again. Okay, so this is very normal. We see everybody's like that. That's why we are on Earth planet. Everybody's like this. So yeah, and this also binds one living entity. So I'm combining verse number 7 and 12, right? So when this mode of passion goes high, person longs for things and he becomes more greedy for things, and he couldn't able to control his desires, and he develops hankering to enjoy through senses. So these are the symptoms. He's like totally restless person, right? This is a mode of rajas. Okay, again it's normal, but again if this is making us mad, it is disturbing our consciousness, we need to pay an attention and make do something to, about it. Okay? And tamoguna person, the symptoms of a tamoguni is like totally misunderstanding. He's listening and totally misunderstanding, or he is like careless. Who cares, right? So he doesn't care anything, like and he's always inattentive, like he is listening but he's not listening. And nothing going inside. This is opposite of satoguna. Satoguna is pure eliminating, senses are fully functional, he's gaining knowledge easily. Tamoguna is not at all gaining knowledge easily. He's in the meeting, but is totally out of zone. So these are the symptoms of tamoguna, right? So Krishna says, these are very important, it's very practical, we can see ourselves and others also. So yeah, so these are the first like two sections, when the mode of sattva guna, their symptoms, and when they go high, mode of rajas when they go high, mode of tamas when they go high, right? And when a person dies in the mode of goodness, so we'll see that we did this in previous section also. So towards the end of life, if a person is in full sattva guna, like he's in undisturbed state of mind, peace of mind, undisturbed state of mind. We'll see that some people, looking at their face, we can say he's undisturbed state of mind, right? Just looking their face, like he's this cool, calm person, right? Uh, so if a person, so some faces we can see like they're totally restless faces. Some faces we see like totally dejected, depressed faces, right? So we see this is very normal, right? So, but if a person dies with that consciousness, he's in full sattva guna, right? He has practiced sattva guna throughout his life by meditation, or by eating good food, or by devotional services. He's in sattva guna, then there's a good chance that he'll be elevated to the higher planets, and his goal of life is moksha. He works towards moksha, right? So that's his goal of life. If a person rajasic, extreme passionate, so passionate, right, to fulfill the desires, and busy working on many things, right? So he's restless throughout his life. Such a person in next lifetime also continues. Okay, so he will be given a family where everybody's like that, all are business people and everybody's busy working. like great souls, so busy in working and no focus. They do like dharma or the kama, like work in a dutiful way, righteous way, earn money in a righteous way, and fulfill the desires and enjoy through senses in a righteous way, dharmic way they live, but they don't have any goal towards moksha. Right? So many people fall into this category. But they are not moksha focused, they are only dharma, the kama focused. If a person dies in the mode of tamas, like dull-minded and arrogant and totally opposite to sattva, this is right. So uh, and is careless, mad, lazy. So such a person, and if that consciousness, if his living body, he'll get a body where there is no knowledge. Okay, so this is the animal body, animal species, where there is no dharma, no artha, no kama, no moksha. So there are no rules and regulations. If a soul takes birth in an animal species, then Vedas or Dharma do not apply to them. Okay, so there is no scope for them to study literatures. There is no scope for them to study about what is the right, what is wrong, how can I attain moksha. We don't see any living entity, any animal species thinks about or join some classes, the meditation classes. We don't see anything like that. So because the gnana is that is disabled. Okay, so that thing is disabled. Okay. So it doesn't mean if a soul attains birth in living with a animal species will be animal forever. No. Okay. So if they're fortunate enough, okay, so by the association of saintly people or God's arrangement or their past life karma, many factors include, but they'll be given a chance to again reborn as humans and practice, gain knowledge and practice the means to attain liberation. Okay. Okay. Now Krishna talks about, we'll see 16, 17, 18. Right? Krishna talks about rebirth and their actions in their next birth. Rebirth and their actions in their next birth. Right? So Krishna in this set of verses spoke about their, when they die, these kind of destinations or bodies they'll attain. After attaining the body, what will happen? Krishna spoke about this. We'll see this. I'll ask someone to read this. Um,
कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम् अज्ञानं तमसः फलं. The result of pious action is pure and is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness.
Thank you. So now this soul is taken birth. It could be a mode of, because of mode of goodness, he got the highly elevated birth. He's born in a family where everybody is working towards self-realization. Everybody is moksha inclined, right? So there are some people like that, right? So yeah. So what they do, they continue. If they are in a sattvic guna, they'll continue being sattvic. They continue being sattvic. Okay. And what are their actions? How they act? They act in a pious way. Because they're sattvic in previous life, they're gonna continue in the next life also. Okay. So and their actions are the one which leads their all their endeavors. What do they do? They're more moksha focused. Moksha focused. That means the example, like they learn Bhagavad Gita, they apply Bhagavad Gita, they practice the what Krishna had taught. Like they're more moksha focused. And passion. If a person dies in the mode of passion, he attained a body where everybody, all entire family is busy working like fruitive workers, right? So what he'll do, his actions continue same in next life. Next lifetime also is going to continue the same. Whatever he did before, he's going to continue. That is, he's busy fulfilling the desires and pursuing happiness. So all his actions lead him to happiness and distress. Rajastu phalam dukkham. Dukkham means misery, right? All his actions result in dukkham. Dukkham also means dukkha has the two meanings, happiness and distress both there. So right, so we all do. In the person, everybody wants happiness, right? Nobody wants distress, and we all work towards happiness. I go to office to earn money for what? Happiness, so that I can live happily. If I have good money, I can spend that money and live happily, use it for my purpose, right? right? And we watch nice movie or we drink, we eat nice food for what? Just for happiness, right? Just to derive happiness. So yeah, so the person who is Rajasic is busy with fulfilling his desires and which results in happiness and distress. Okay, and the person now living entity is born in ignorance, tamas, right? Now he got the animal body. So what after getting animal body, what he will do? Agnanam tamas phalam. So there is no agnanam is ignorance. Okay, so the tamasic soul now he got a tamasic body where there is no knowledge that resulted in ignorance. Okay, then there is he cannot gain knowledge. The animal species, they cannot gain knowledge about Bhagavad Gita. They cannot gain knowledge about dharma, and so that is the thing. Okay, so yeah, these are the last two verses. After that, we'll go into the story of Lord Jagannath. That's a beautiful story. I'll tell. I'll ask someone to read it.
Next, birth and actions. Satvat sanjayate jnanam, rajaso lobha evacha, pramada mohau tamaso, bhavato jnanam evacha. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, jaganya guna vritti sta adho gachanti tamasaha. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets. Those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds.
Thank you, Babu. So in this slokas again, Krishna continuing that after attaining next birth, right? So their actions, how the actions, how a person acts in the mode of goodness, how a person acts in the mode of passion, right? How a person acts in the mode of ignorance. It's same what he had how he had acted before in previous life. In the next life also is going to do the same thing, right? the Again, so the mode of in the next life, because of the mode of goodness, that real knowledge develops, and right, and he continues his journey. And who is passionate is he develops more on greed and runs behind things and totally restless. And mode of ignorance, he develops foolishness, madness, illusion, right? So this continues. And urdhvam gacchati satvastha. Now that a person is born with a mode of goodness, reborn, right? Reborn, right? So his actions, what Krishna said in previous verse, right? His actions are pure, good actions that will lead him to liberation. So because of those endeavors, he will attain to higher planets. Higher planets also includes moksha, liberation also, right? So if he practices devotional services, the bhakti yoga, which is easy in this age of Kali Yuga, right? It's easy, and I can go to higher planets. And Madhya Tishtati Raja Sahara. The person is Rajasic, who is in the mode of passion, undisturbed state of mind throughout his life, a totally restless person. Such a person, Madhya is like he lives in these earthly planets. Earthly planet, he'll not go up. Lives in these earthly planets forever. And Tamasa Adho Gachati. Adho Gachati. We hear this Adho Gachati means for the he's totally lost. So that means if a person after attaining animal species, it is hard for him. It takes so long for him to attain a human body. He has to go through evolution. There are 8.4 million species of life. He has to go and attain a human body. After attaining a human body, then we have a choice. If we do not gain knowledge about anything, if we waste our life, again it continues. We sometimes, if you're in tamasic, we die in tamasic. Again, it takes so long to again and get a human body. If we die in rajasic, I mean that means the person who is following dharma. Okay, he's following dharma, sincerely enjoying only dharma or the focused, right? So dharma or the focus means he's dutifully living, dutifully working. So he's not interested in moksha yet, right? So again, he's going to continue the same thing, right? But again, if he gets association of a pure devotee or God's mercy, God's plan, he arranges everything so that he can learn the science of how this Vedic science works, and what is his reincarnation, and he works towards the means towards liberation. So that is possible. Okay. Yeah. So these are the 16, 17, the three. So we completed this last section, the third section, death in the three modes and next destinations, right? Okay. So how to transcend the three modes, we'll see in next session. Okay. So next session, next Wednesday, we'll go in detail. Krishna talks about what we can do from our side. There are certain things we can do from our side to transcend the modes. There are certain things we cannot do anything, right? There's which is beyond our scope, beyond our strength. Then what we can do, only one thing: we depend on God, right? I gave an example like, we try over the counter medicine first, right? We try to cure ourselves. If it doesn't work, we just surrender to doctor, you can take care of me. Similarly, so Krishna is giving certain options now, certain things we can do, try ourselves, and uh, try to come out of these modes, right? And the last option Krishna himself gives in this chapter, Mam Choya Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatiyaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. If a person takes surrenders unto the Lord, takes shelter of the Lord, after unto the Lord, takes shelter of the Lord, practices the Bhakti Yoga, he can easily attain, he can easily transcend the modes. Okay, so that we'll see in next session. Okay, so we completed three sections, three important topics in this chapter. Okay, so next 30 minutes, we'll talk about Lord Jagannath, some nice stories. I know these sessions, Bhagavad Gita sessions, are too philosophical. The verses are too philosophical. Sometimes we'll get bored. We need to bring in some stories, and we need something different. Right? And hear something different. So anything philosophy like Atma, soul, and like the material creation, rebirth, next lifetime, and all this philosophies are good, but at the same time they're also dry. They're also dry subject matters. There is no joy in hearing. So we say like maza ana chahiye, right? Anything we do, we eat nice dessert, right? Nice dessert, nice food, right? The food should we should enjoy eating food. So, so Bhagavad Gita is not so like that. So that's why if you hear some stories and pastimes of the Lord, then it's so relishing. So, and it's also, we're going to celebrate this Jagannath Rath Yatra festival this Sunday. So, in observance of that festival, so we're going to learn about Lord Jagannath. Who is this God? Who is Lord Jagannath? Right? So, we'll see these four topics. Who is Lord Jagannath? Who is this personality with the big eyes, big eyes, and his hands are straight and with a big smile. Who is this person? Who is the person? And how and when Lord Jagannath appeared. What is the purpose of the God's descent? The God is in certain form and we are worshipping the God in that form. There is a purpose, there is a reasoning behind it. Okay, so what is the purpose? We'll understand. Okay, and the glories of Lord Jagannath temple. There is a beautiful temple that was built years ago, thousands of years ago, um, in Orissa. Okay, so we'll see the glories of Jagannath temple few have time, and we'll talk about the significance of Rath Yatra. Okay, so in short, who is Lord Jagannath? He is Krishna himself. He is Krishna himself. So now we see in the Bhagavad Gita, or if you go to temple, Hindi temple, and any Krishna temple, where we see Krishna, how Krishna looks. He looks so beautiful, and with a flute in his hand and with a peacock feather, he looks so beautiful. And if you go to ISKCON temples, the Lord is adorned with so many flowers. Just by entering the temple, looking at the God, will get so much attracted towards the Lord. That's the beauty of the God, right? It's not like no, we are seeing the God. It's God want us to see Him. So that's the reason He pulls us towards Him to see Him. So the same Supreme Lord, He also appeared, the same Supreme Lord Krishna, who also appeared as Jagannath. Also appeared as Jagannath, but there is a purpose behind it. Okay, so we see the Supreme Lord incarnated in many different ways. Right? So Lord appeared as Narasimha, half man, half lion, right? But there is a purpose. There was a demon called Hiranyakashipu, and there is a devotee called Prahalad. Okay, So Prahlad was a great devotee, and the demon was terrorizing the whole universe. He was creating so much havoc and disturbance to the whole universe. And he's not just that, he's creating disturbance, creating problems to Prahlad, like his devotee. Okay, that is the time Lord appeared as Narasimha, and a half man, half lion form, and he killed the Hiranyakashipu and he saved Prahlad. There is a mission. There is a mission. He has a mission to fulfill. He appeared to annihilate the demons. So Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, right? परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे yuge yuge again and again whenever there is a decline in dharma, rise in adharma, and evil forces are everywhere, right? So Lord descends. Okay? And he appeared as Vamana, Parshurama, Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Buddha, and he himself descended as Krishna, Rama, right? He also performed many pastimes of Lord Rama. There is entire Ramayana, right? So, so Lord has a purpose. Even Ramayana, when Lord Rama appeared, he killed many demons in Dandakaranya forest, and he re-established Dharma. And there are many devotees, rishis, who are eagerly waiting to see Rama. So for them, he descended and he performed pastimes, and he punished the miscreants, and he reciprocated the love his devotees. Right? So yeah. So every incarnation there is a reason, purpose for the Lord's descent. Okay, then what about the Jagannath? What is the reason and purpose? There is a reason. The reason is, so we need to understand this here, right? In this age of Kali Yuga, everybody has some or Huh? Everybody is kind of demonic. Everybody is some way or other demonic. In previous ages, the demonic used to be separate, divine people used to be separate. But in this age of Kali Yuga, they're all mixed. Everybody is kind of mix of both divine and demonic qualities. Deva Asura Sampatti. Deva, divine, Asura means demonic. In 16th chapter, we'll see this. Krishna lists all the things. Who is a divine person, who is a demonic person. So in this age of Kali Yuga, everybody is a mix of both divine and demonic. Sometimes we are really divine. Sometimes we are really divine. We talk nicely, we behave nicely, we do nice things, right? Sometimes we become demonic. We create problems to others, we create problems to ourselves, right? So in this age of Kali Yuga, we're in this age of Kali Yuga, which started 5,000 years ago, right? So the phase itself is not so great phase. The Kali Yuga is not so great phase, right? So in this age of Kali Yuga, what God has to do for him to descend, he's going to descend as Kalki later down the line, very long. Yes, more time, right? So that's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Janma karma chame devyam. Lord's Janma, descent, and his activities are divine. Janma karma chame devyam, evam yo veti tatvatah, taktva deham punarjanma naiti mamesito Arjuna. So Lord's actions, Lord's descent, Lord's actions, Janma and karma, right? His birth, actions, everything is divine. Everything is divine. Sometimes he descends, as he is. Sometimes he empowers. Sometimes he descends as a Jagannath. Jagannath, right? So I'm adding so much context here. So Jagannath is not like a real incarnation with a body, right? So he appeared in the form of a wood. WOOD, wood. The wood is carved to be like this. So there is a reasoning behind why Jagannath is like this. Okay. So again, the purpose behind Jagannath appearance is we are all divine and demonic. What is the easiest way of deliverance? What God can do to deliver the fallen souls? Okay, so God has given in different incarnations, He has given 9 process of devotional service. Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing about the Lord. Huh? Shravanam. Kirtanam, chanting the holy name of the Lord or singing the glories of the Lord. Vishnu Smaranam, remembering the Lord, meditating on the Lord, reflecting on the Lord. Hmm? Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, like putting worship to the Lord, deity worship at home or temple, worshiping the Lord. So there are many forms of devotional services. It's so good, but can we practice? Can we practice easily? Yes, it is easy to practice, but are we are we practicing with great enthusiasm? Are we practicing with great enthusiasm? If I take the chanting beats and meditate on the Lord, Hare Krishna, if I start chanting, meditating on the beats, I'll get sleep. Right? Or my mind is fully disturbed. Mm. And or if I'm hearing Bhagavad Gita lectures, Ravi's lecture in this Bhagavad Gita 6:30 p.m. class, it's too philosophical. You'll get headache and sleep. So, hearing about the Lord or hearing about the philosophies or glories of the Lord, is sometimes is blissful, sometimes not so blissful, right? So, what is the practice which everybody can easily follow? By which, just by practicing that, they can be delivered. What is the practice? By practicing that easy thing, they can be delivered. That is only one thing, that is eating prasadam. Eating prasadam. Eating prasadam. Jagannath has descended to give us, by his causeless mercy, to give us this so-called food prasadam. Anna Brahman. That's why Jagannath is Anna Brahman, who gives us prasadam. So, just by eating prasadam, in this world, nobody gets a sleep just by eating food. Does anybody get sleep by eating food? Yeah, of course, if the food is very not so good, then nobody gets sleep at least. If you're chanting the holy name of the Lord, if you're listening to lectures, we might get sleep. But if you're eating some delicious food, right now we are tasting one gulab jamun, one rasgulla, we want to eat, our senses are triggered, and we want to eat more and more. It's so relishing, right? When we enjoy eating, nobody nobody can say like, no, I don't enjoy eating. Everybody loves eating. Everybody enjoys eating. Okay, so Lord Jagannath, he descended. That is a purpose. He descended out of his causeless mercy to give us everybody of us, everyone, like, to give everyone the so-called prasadam. Just by eating the prasadam, Jagannath Mahaprasadam, everybody can be delivered. This is a simple, easy practice anyone can do. Anyone can do. That is the whole purpose of Jagannath descent. Right? And not just that, sometimes it is so hard for us to go to temple and be in the temple, right? So, but Jagannath, he comes out of temple. He comes out of temple with big eyes, so that he can see everybody, so that we all can see easily. Okay, so as per Vedic system, like, there are temples, we all go to temples to see the Lord. Jagannath is different. His descent is different. He appeared so that to give us prasadam. That's one reason. Second reason, that's the first reason. Second reason is he's coming out of temple. Okay, the installed deity, the prana pratishtha deity is gonna come out. Okay, come out in public. And Lord is gonna mount on the chariot. He'll go on the streets so that everybody can see. Everybody can see. Everybody can relish. And in the Rath Yatra festival or in temple, if you can eat the prasadam, everybody can be delivered. So that's two reasons for Jagannath's descent, right? So that he can be easily accessible. He himself goes out. God himself goes out in search of fallen souls. And the first reason, there's the first, second reason is by his prasadam. Just by eating his prasadam, with the food which is offered to the Jagannath, when it is eaten as prasadam, that itself is easy practice. Easy practice can be delivered. Okay. So next we'll talk about the appearance of Jagannath, right? So why it is like this? So there is a reasoning behind it. There is a nice story. Okay, so the story time. Can relax. No more philosophy. So once upon a time, long ago, there lived a king. His name was Indradumna. Indradumna Maharaj. Okay, so by birth, he was so much devoted to the Lord. He had good associates. Everybody was good. They were so much supportive for him to practice devotional service and so much devoted to the Lord. And his devotion was so intense that he wanted to see the Lord face to face, eye to eye. So intense devotion that happens if they are so much devoted from a long time, right? It doesn't happen just like that for us. But the Indradhamna Maharaj, the king, he was so much devoted, he couldn't bear the separation anymore. He wanted to see the Lord eye to eye, face to face. Okay, so then he was searching, like, where can I see the Lord? Where can I see the Lord? Who can show me the Lord? But one day, one person goes to him. He's he's a great Brahmana, a rishi goes to him and says, there is a place, the place called Purushottam Kshetra. Purushottam Kshetra, the place where you can see the Lord. Where you can see the Lord. Lord is physically present there. You can go and see him and you can serve him. I heard there is some people, or once confidentially, some people are serving the Lord. Okay, you can go and find. But more importantly, remember, if you go with your entourage, they're not gonna let you in. So you have to make a plot, so that you can go and visit the place. So this king was thinking, how can I go? So then he instructed his minister's son, this Rishi's son, I think. His name is Vidyapati. So he instructs his Vidyapati, okay, Vidyapati, go and find that place. So Vidyapati goes, it's a messenger of king. He goes in search of that place, Purushottam Kshetra, where Lord was physically present. So then while he was going, he goes to many places and he couldn't find. And after so long, he finds he learns that there is a place called Purushottam Kshetra. Basically, it's a Orissa, the place, current Orissa, right? And he also learns that there is a that place is surrounded by some tribal people. There are some tribal people who live there, and that the leader of the tribal people, he goes and he worships this. He's called Nila Madhav. His name was Nila Madhav. Okay, Lord was present there, right? His name was Nila Madhav. So the leader of this tribal leader, who only he is the one who knows, and who goes and worships the Lord. He talks to the Lord, and not just that, he offers the food, and he also get to eat the food reminiscences which is offered by demigods. It is said that various demigods from various planets who come there to this Nilamadav, and they offer the food stuff prasadam to him, and everybody get to eat that, and this tribal leader also will get to eat that, and he brings to the and shares with his subjects. So it was so confidentially he used to go and talk to Nila Madhav, God Nila Madhav. Okay, but Vidyapati, when he reached there, he couldn't. He learned this, and he made a plan so that yeah, he had to marry the daughter of tribal person, and this the tribal leader, his daughter insisted him to take Vidyapati to him and show the Nila Madhav to Vidyapati. So the tribal leader took Vidyapati, and again he walked towards this beautiful place, Purushottam Kshetra, and showed the Lord. So Vidyapati, the messenger of king, could see the Lord face to face. He was so much amazed to see the beautiful form of the Lord, and after that, now he is ready to go back. So, and after some time, it was all ready. Now this Vidyapati goes back. Okay, so Vidyapati goes back, and he tells that, hey Lord, hey King, I saw the Lord, beautiful form there, and you can go there. Okay, I'll show you the place. Okay, so now King, he took his entire entourage, many people, soldiers. He went there, and the soldiers were not allowed, but he alone went, and then he made a plan to go and visit. So by the time King goes there, and he sees the Neelamada disappeared. Neelamada disappeared. So king could not see. Okay. That fortunate was Vidyapati, he could see the Nilamadav, but king could not see. Okay, then he was totally devastated. King was totally devastated. He was lamenting, crying, and that time Narada Muni appears. Narada Muni says, "Don't worry, whatever happened to you is God's plan. He has a bigger plan for you. Okay, just be part of God's plan. Don't worry too much about it. Okay, so you'll have the vision of God. Don't worry." So he slept that same day, same night. When he was sleeping on the bed, the Lord Himself appeared. Lord Mahavishnu, Krishna Vishnu, he appeared in the dream, and he said, he instructed with Maharaj Indradumya, "I disappeared because I have a bigger plan for you. Okay, tomorrow morning when you get up, near the seashore, you'll see a big log, big wood, big log, huge log. Okay, so that log will have my marks. So Lord Vishnu has the marks of Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Shankha means like a conch shell, and the chakra, the disc, right? So Lord says, you on the log you'll see these imprints on the log. Okay, so that is none other than my form. Take the log, take the wood, take the log, and build a deity. Build a deity. Make a deity, and you worship the deity, and you'll attain me. Lord says and disappears. And Indradhimna goes and finds, to his surprise, yes, there was a big log floating with these imprints. Then he now that he has a log, he was worried now again that how to make this deity, how to make a deity out of this log. So he instructed many people, sculptors, who can make a deity out of the wood, but no one dared to do that. No one dared to do that because it's God Himself, right? So no one dared to do that. So that time this celestial being appeared, whose name is he's a celestial architect. Celestial architect. He descended, and he in the guise of a old man he comes. His name is Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma. He comes there, and he says, "My dear king, don't worry about it. I will make a deity for you." Okay, but there is a condition. Okay, so with this wood, I'll make a deity, but there is a condition. Give me a room. Give me a closed room. I'll go and make the deity, and I need 21 days to make the deity. Literally 21 days. Okay, and if you knock the door or if you disturb my work, then I'll disappear from here. You cannot see me. That's what he says. Then king was surprised. Okay, at least you are here to do this work. And then king arranges a nice room. Now Vidyapati not Vidyapati, this Vishwakarma goes there and starts sculpting, and starts making these deities. Okay, so Indradhumna thought like the old man, he'll make a deity, one deity. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. So while he was it said 21 days, right? 21 days is a long time. So day one, he was hearing a nice sound, like he's being working. Some tool sound, tuck 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 tuck, and he's working. Day two, day three, day four. Now it was like towards the day 14. On the 14th day, there is no sound. He couldn't hear anything, what's happening in the room. So then King Indradyumna rushed to see why there is no sound here. Okay, he opens the door, slowly opens the door and sees this person disappeared. So this old man, he asked 21 days, and but again it's because of Indradumna. He goes, by the time he goes, the deities are in three. Like this old man made a three deities like this: Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. So to his surprise, he was wondering like, maybe I made a mistake. I could have gone after 21 days. I made a mistake. I rushed to see what's happening, and maybe because of my mistake, the deities are not carved in full. And that person disappeared, and he was lamenting again. So that time, Naradaman again appears, and he says, "Don't worry, I know this form." Okay, this is again a God's arrangement. Okay, no, everything is a God arrangement in our life. Okay, we just take it positively, right? So everything is God's arrangement. So life is so easy if you think like that. So Narada Muni says, okay, it's again a God's arrangement. Don't worry too much about it. I have seen this form. Okay, so the three personalities here, none other than Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Okay, Jagannath, Krishna, Baladev is Krishna's mother, Balaramji, and Subhadra Maharani. Narada Muni says, I have seen these three personalities. You were expecting one deity, but there are three deities because it's God's arrangement. Okay, so that's when Narada Muni tells you another story. Now we are entering into story two. From story one, we are going into story two. So the story two, Narada Muni says, once I was roaming around, I saw a place where Subhadra Maharani was standing outside, and Rohini, Rohini is the mother of Balram, so she was narrating the pastimes of the Lord. So Rohini was narrating the pastimes of the Lord to the queens of Dwaraka. So as she was narrating the pastimes of Krishna, so Rohini, Subhadra Maharani was standing outside. She was um, yes, doing security guard role there. She's so that nobody goes inside because Rohini is narrating the pastimes to the queens of Dwaraka. So as Rohini is narrating, the way she is narrating, everybody got so much absorbed. Everyone was in great ecstasy. Everybody was feeling great ecstasy hearing about the pastimes of Krishna. So Subhadra Maharani, she was hearing and she was in Mahaprakash. Mahaprakash is like she was totally absorbed and her eyes grew like this, so big eyes. Right? And her hands were stiff, and she was totally absorbed in the Leela, the pastime of the Lord. So that time Krishna was there, Balram was there, they were going there and they went to that palace, and they looked at Subhadra Maharani and she was this form. And what's happening here? Krishna and Balaram also, they started here listening. Oh, what's going on inside? They kept their ears on the door and started listening, they both. So when they started listening, they were the way Rohini Mata was narrating the story of the Lord, the pastime of the Lord. Krishna had done many leelas, right? So from the day one of his birth, and from the many leelas he performed. And there are many leelas we know, there are many leelas we don't even know. Right? They are very transcendental leelas. So as she was narrating, even Krishna also got so much absorbed. His eyes grew very large and his hands stiff, and he was totally like stone. So this is exactly the form of Jagannath, like this. Krishna's eyes grew large with a big smile and his hands stiff. And that time when Narada Muni saw three personalities, Jagannath was like that, Krishna was like that, Balram was like that, and Subhadra Maharani was also like that. They were too deeply absorbed, and is in great ecstasy. And that time Narada Muni goes and says, Krishna, what? I saw this. This beautiful form of yours, I captured. I got a camera and I captured in myself on my cell phone. I'm gonna keep it and see that every time I'll be in great ecstasy. And he also requests, Krishna, now that I saw your form, I want you to appear in this you know, same form later so that people can be delivered. Okay. So then that time Krishna says, yes, I'll make an arrangement where I appear like this. So Krishna, as per his arrangement, he appeared like this, Jagannath Baladev Subramanian. Okay, so later the king Indradumna, Narada Muni says, okay, now these deities are ready. Don't think these deities are half completed; these are fully completed. They're ready. Okay, because this is a story I told you. Is Krishna's plan. Okay, now go take the deities, install the deities, and make a grand festival. Okay, so as instructed by Narada Muni, Indradhamna goes and install this deity in the Puri temple. You can see here Jagannath Puri, the beautiful temple here. So the deities were installed, the big festival was conducted, and the Lord was taken in possession. So very great celebration happened. So Jagannath the Jagannath temple is known for two things. So one is prasada, food, and Ratha Yatra. Okay, two things. The festival Jagannath temple is known for these two things. Okay, so temple itself is glorious. So there are many amazing stories. that there is a Sudarshan Chakra on top of that temple, and it like whoever looks at it, as it the way it appears is as if like Sudarshan is looking at them. Okay, it is round in shape, but from whichever angle you see, it's still round in shape. Uh, and the flags also they go in opposite direction of the wind. The flags they fly in opposite direction of the wind, so they flap in opposite direction of the wind. So and many stories about the glories of the Jagannath temple, and we have less time. And this temple also known for this feast, right? So where Lord is offered 56 varieties, 56 varieties of food every day. He eats so much, he eats so much, but doesn't gain weight. So it is said that the Lord Vishnu he goes to Jagannath Puri and he eats his lunch there. Okay, so he goes to Rameshwaram, he takes bath and comes here, and he comes to Jagannath Puri, eats lunch, and he goes every day. Lord eats lunch in the Jagannath Puri. So here it is also said that many demigods from various planets they go to the temple of Jagannath, and just for the prasadam they go. Okay, so there is a small nice story when Lord Indra also descended, and he went to eat prasadam. Prasadam once. So there is a nice story there. Once Lord Indra, in the guise of a normal human being, so he goes there and he goes and takes the prasadam. So like prasadam is sold there. Okay, so even though the offering is big, 56 varieties in a huge pots in a huge quantities, so they'll offer to the Lord, and again the food is given for sale. Okay, and yeah. So now Lord Indra goes there and buys the food, and the shopkeeper says like, you have to give me money. You have to give me money." And Indra says like, "What is money?" And he starts going. "Don't ask me money. I'm Indra." He says, "I'm Indra. Don't ask me money." Like if you are Indra, but you still have to pay here. Indra starts running. Indra starts going fastly, and this person was chasing. Indra was walking nicely, with slow steps, but this person was running. He couldn't able to catch that person, and Indra goes towards the seashore. In Jagannath Puri, if there is a seashore, so this Indra goes towards the seashore, and this person shopkeeper was running, and says. And Indra says finally, "Hey, why are you running behind me? I'm Lord Indra. I descended to take prasadam, and now that I got prasadam, see you, bye bye." He disappears. So the place is still there. Indra, something they call it as the place is still there where Indra disappeared. So it is said that even the demigods they come to eat to taste the prasadam of Lord Jagannath. So as I said, the main purpose of Lord Jagannath descent is to give us the prasadam, the food stuff, the prasadam. These are the sanctified food. This is eaten by the Lord Himself. When we eat, it purifies our consciousness, and nobody sleeps, and everybody enjoys eating food, right? So it's easy thing. It's an easy practice of bhakti. Okay, eating food is also one of the limb of bhakti yoga. Food in the sense the sanctified food of the Lord. So it purifies our consciousness, makes us more sadhvik, and makes us elevates us towards Lord. That is one aspect. Another aspect is Prashadam is one aspect. Other aspect is Radha Yatra. So Lord is taken to procession, and Lord is pulled on the streets, mounted on the chariot, and pulled on the streets everywhere on the streets. So it is said that God Himself going out, and when the God goes out, actually in Vedic, as per Vedic scriptures, when God is installed, then they cannot be touched again. They cannot be more touched, right? But Jagannath is different. Okay, the descent of that Lord is just to go toward people. That's why. So Jagannath is so easily accessible. The installed deities are also taken out and to a procession where God can see, everybody can see. So God is easily accessible. And so there's another back story where in the past, like when uh, Radharani herself pulled the chariots of Krishna, and it's a kind of love. So it's also like when we go and pull the chariot, it's like pulling the chariot is signifies pulling the Lord into our heart. Okay, so Lord is ready. Lord is ready, mounted on the chariot. So just by doing this act of pulling the Lord, it's also it's like we are from our side, we are saying like, Krishna, I'm ready to take you in my heart. Okay, so God is ready to enter into our heart. We just need to go and pull the Lord and bring into our heart. So that is the significance of Rath Yatra. So this festival is celebrated. Was usually celebrated in the premises of Radha, Orissa only. But later this festival was brought into US by Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. So he started Radha Yatra in the US, all over the world. All over the world. Not just US, it was started in US, but all over the world this Radha Yatra festival is celebrated. It's a grand festival. So this festival we are celebrating on June 8th, Sunday, this Sunday, 11:30 p.m., 11:30 a.m. onwards. Grand festival, grand food. So all are welcome. So with that, I'll end the session here. Okay, so thank you all for joining. If you have any questions, we can take now. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So we'll continue this Bhagavad Gita session. So where we learn about how to transcend the three modes of material nature, sattva, rajas, tamoguna, what we can do from our side, what God can do to help us transcend. The Krishna is going to talk about that. So we'll see that next session, next Wednesday, same time, 6:30 p.m. Thank you. Hare Krishna.